Horror anime is a really mixed bag when it comes down to it. Horror, in the most basic of definitions, is something people relate with scary movies. While yes, those types of films do use the concept of horror to a certain degree, it's a fleeting experience. Tense music followed by an audio sting and a jump scare equals scary. The majority of horror movies follow this trope to a T, and not really add any real substance other than beginning, middle, and end roll credits. But once in a blue moon, something will be released to the public that stays with them long after they've left the movie theater or even the couch they were watching the movie on. The kind of experience that makes you check the nooks and crannies of your home, only to realize that the machinations of your own mind have fed into your paranoia and make you more afraid than you should be, until you realize you hear a creaking under your bed.
Like the wind, baby. Yeah. Where am I?
This is not one of those tales. It's actually better. Today's topic is about Made in Abyss. Now, I've talked about this briefly before in other videos, but I've never really got the opportunity to discuss them in full. But today is the day I finally do that. It is a one-of-a-kind experience that can't really be replicated in any other media. The unique setting, the development of the characters, the trials and tribulations our heroes endure, and it's all wrapped up in a beautifully animated piece that sticks with you far after you've viewed the many beauties and horrors that lie within the abyss. Our story takes place centered around our main characters, Rico and Reg, a girl who has far too much curiosity for someone of her age, and Reg, a robot boy who appears mysteriously, and everyone is just so fascinated by his existence that they forget to treat him like a person and just treat him like an object. Reg is the main driving force in our journey we're about to embark on. Rico is so fascinated by him that she wants to explore the deepest parts of the abyss to find his origin. Now, I know what you're thinking. This looks so innocent. How could this possibly be scary? Let me ask you a question. When you were 12, what were you doing? Playing video games? Possibly running around with friends? Maybe even pretending to be explorers in your backyard? Just being a kid. Well, for Rico and Reg, at the tender age of 12, they've experienced being chased by a giant flying snake monster that has killed multiple adventurers thousands of times more experienced than them, watching a creature eat the entrails of a fellow adventurer around the same age as them, and everything that happens in episode 10. And not only that, but they also have to deal with a curse that, in the most simplest of explanations, is that you can go down as deep as you want to, but trying to go back up is worse than a death sentence. With symptoms ranging from light dizziness and nausea to bleeding from every orifice while pleading with whoever is close by to kill them because of the effects of the abyss. The reason that Made in Abyss is so traumatic for viewers is that it breaks the formula of what qualifies as scary and twists it so that the events that play out stay with the viewer long after the episode ends. If you know anyone who has watched this show, just ask the question, who is Mitty? And I guarantee their expression will change into that of sorrow as they remember the details of her past. And just know, it's worse than you think. The show is by all means an adventure anime, and a pretty damn good one too. But the location, the lore, and even everything that transpires in the span of 12 episodes is horrifying. All to a 12-year-old girl. It's like meeting your hero in public that you admire, and they kick you in the stomach before spitting on you and stating your mother is a whore who should have miscarried instead of having you. Everything that happens in the abyss is traumatic, gratifying, mysterious, yet beautiful at the same time. And it's one of the reasons it's one of my favorite animes. This anime is still regarded as my top tier watches. You know a show is good when you're so invested in the characters that you tear up when something happens to them. If you know about the infamous Rico episode and didn't pause it after seeing what happened in said episode, I salute you. While Made in Abyss doesn't rely on conventional means of what other horror animes utilize, it doesn't need them. The impact this show has on the viewer is tremendous because it already showcases the most primal kinds of fear people can experience. The fear of entering a foreign place and thinking you're safe until death is staring at you in the face. And you either feel your entire body jolt at the sight of them, or you're too petrified to even scream. The main reason Made in Abyss is so horrifying is that to even adults, or even soldiers hardened by war, there is nothing worse than thinking, what would happen if children experienced these things? And Made in Abyss displays that feeling in full view. To me, Made in Abyss is an experience that deserves far more attention than it's received, and knowing that this wonderful series still hasn't received a second season is heart-wrenching. I am in no way a good source of what is considered good or bad anime, but I can guarantee that if I recommend something that it gets its own video, that should tell you enough about my conviction to letting people know about this amazing experience. Made in Abyss is the definitive best horror experience one can watch, and if you haven't done so yet, please, I implore you, you will not regret it. Mostly. Thank you for watching. Please let me know in the comments if this video is what made you watch this anime, or possibly why you'd rather not. I like having discussions with people who interact with this Schrodinger's cat of a channel I have, and once again, thank you for 220 subscribers, and hopefully we can get another 200 next year. Thanks, guys.